Hey friends. So yesterday, I was sitting at dinner with Annalise, my daughter, and my brother and my mom. And we were talking about something. We were talking about Annalise and what I think this was in the context of her sort of being a little rambunctious at the table, which, go figure, she knows how to do. And my mom told a story. It was sort of an offhand comment at first, but then I inquired into it and she told this story. So basically what she said is, I think this is a case of which wolf are you going to feed? And I sort of understood that there was a deeper reference here, but I didn't remember what it was, or, I had either never been presented with it or I had never heard it before. She said, it's a Native American story about a boy who comes to an elder and says, I get angry a lot. I just find myself getting angry a lot. And the elder, I think it's the boy's grandfather, says, well, you have two wolves inside of you, and one of them is peaceful and loving and cares about the whole community and can be strong and powerful, but knows how to be soft and gentle and has a caring demeanor towards everyone, towards himself and everyone. And the other wolf is aggressive and competitive and will take things from others, and he wants everything for himself. And the boy says, and then the elder says, and these two wolves are constantly fighting within you. They're in a constant battle inside of you. And the boy says, well, grandfather, which wolf will win? And the grandfather says, whichever one you feed. And I love that story. It's such a succinct and beautiful metaphor for the internal work we do, for how we direct the flow of our inner psychic movement, which we have control over. We only think we don't. Our patterns drag us in directions compulsively, but ultimately we're choosing to follow that compulsion if we don't, or not. It came back to me, it reminded me immediately, it's basically what Sadhguru is saying too when he talks about heaven and hell, and having a mind that can choose light or dark, and this kind of privilege of a human life is that we actually have a mind and a body in the flow of time that can make those discriminations and that can slow things down enough for us that even if we have a tendency to go in a direction that's not healthy, we have, in a human life, we have the opportunity to see that. That's the whole game. That's why I think there's no prize for perfection in a human life. This is a chance to do work that we can't do when we're in a disembodied state. It's progress that can only be made in this context, and but it then has an impact well beyond our death. It has an impact on our state and our capacities well beyond our death. But feeding two wolves is such a gorgeous and sort of natural world image of what's happening there. It came back to me immediately last night because we had Annalise had a bit of took a little time going to sleep. Not super rough, but she just kind of fought it a little bit. You know, it's now been almost a week without her mom. That starts to wear. And in the middle of the night, we had a thunderstorm, and there was a power out at least twice because the monitor that I use to hear her and to respond to her if she needs something kept the transmitter kept shutting off and not turning back on again. So I had to get up, and of course then the little thing, the receiver dings at you and woke me up. I was like, what's going on? Oh, must have had a power out. So I had to go in her room, be quiet, plug it in, turn it on. Twice this happened. And I started to think, is this going to happen all night? Am I just going to be up all night? But that story, and it was in one of those states. It's funny. I think I think this happens to me around sleep. It's an interesting thing to observe in myself that it happens to me around sleep and rest and just getting what I feel I need spiritually and physically and emotionally. But when I feel a deficit there, or when I feel like, oh, I'm just going to be dead tired tomorrow, I start to feel that decline, or that sort of like snowball into, this is going to be, you know, I start to, I'm just clocking one of the ways in which I spiral is in the area of the kind of rest and resulting order that I feel in my life. Oh, look at that. Hey, hun. I'll be right there. Look at that. Right on cue. But that came back to me in the middle of the night and kind of gave me a sense of, wait, do I want to feed that wolf? Is that actually what I want to be? I want to surrender. I'm in the pool room, but I'm walking your way right now. Coming on. Much love. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.